The past few videos that I've posted have been performing extremely well. It seems like you guys are interested in big, groundbreaking stories that really just expose a lot, which I'm totally fine with making. I thought you guys were also interested in the day-to-day price action of silver and what's happening, but it seems like this is more of the direction that you guys would want to see my channel go. If I'm wrong, then comment down below, but it seems like this is it. And I'm perfectly fine with this. I love digging deep and getting into the complex nature of this silver rabbit hole. I'm cool with that. Let me know in the comment section below. And by the way, folks, if you like that type of stuff, well, man, do I have a video for you today. Folks, when I say that the silver rabbit hole goes deep, I don't even think we are close to the bottom. We have been researching the silver market, silver in general, for years, about a decade, and I'm still finding out new pieces of information that just piece together this complex, controversial, highly illegal puzzle with price suppression, manipulation, people getting sent to prison, banks spoofing, manipulating the markets, paying $1 billion fines. It just keeps getting crazier. Now we have the military industrial complex, the Department of Defense, taking the stockpiles of the U.S. Mint and U.S. Mint running out of eagles and having to make emergency 1 million mintage supplies. And you have other countries and Congress, calling out the U.S. Mint because they're in violation. They can't fill the amount of American eagles each year. And they're asking, why in the world can't you, in violation? Well, there's this law where the secretary shall not pay more than the LBMA spot price at a certain specific time. And these other mints don't want to sell to the U.S. Mint the silver planchets because other mints don't have that law where they have, or where the Treasury has to pay spot price and all this stuff. And it just keeps going deeper and deeper. And then you go into why the military stopped reporting their silver inventory in 2002 and how deep this goes way back, way back. We are talking about decades upon decades upon decades of lies, conspiracies, the COMEX. I'm not even going to go into the COMEX. I haven't even gone into the COMEX or the Silver Institute, or what John Forrest Little calls the Scammy Silver Institute, and these guys behind the scenes. It is deep. And what I just said are just a couple of things. So, with that said, we're going to cover another article. Silver's secret military demand. The hidden force driving price growth. Silver's finally coming to life after months of sideways trading and being overshadowed by gold's record run of new highs. But with the gray metal now trading above $34, what hidden source says demand could propel silver to new all-time highs in the not too distant future? Now, when they talk about the possibility of silver hitting new all-time highs, that would be $51. But what do they mean when they say new all-time? Does that mean $100? Or does that mean $60? Does that mean $300? Like Mike Maloney says, $300 silver. Some people say more. Some banks are even calling for triple-digit silver. As reported by the Jerusalem Post, by the way, great, that's a great source, jpost.com. I think that's what it is. They reached out to me last year. Great company, or a great source, news source. So as reported by Jerusalem Post, silver's use in consumer electronics and renewable energy have been extensively covered, but its applications within the secretive realms of military and aerospace technology are less discussed. They are less discussed. And I am in disgust when I researched how deep this goes and how messed up it is, how shady it is, Silver wins wars. He who has the gold makes the rules, but he who has the silver wins the wars. Recent analysis suggests that military usage of silver may be substantially greater than any other industry category, including electronics, including solar panels, and investment demand combined. Combined. But the Silver Institute only goes off of electronics and solar panels and investment. So with a record-breaking supply deficit of, 100, or we're talking about 700 million ounces in the red the last 3 years or 4 years, it's actually much, much bigger than that. Since the military's usage of silver, which isn't reported and hasn't been reported since 2002, that is insane to think about, especially with all the new wars going on. Think about that. This information brought to light by silver market experts, including Silver Slayer, that got the information from John Forrest Little, silverwars.org, raises significant questions about the transparency of silver demand data and the potential impact on future silver prices. While central banks and large asset managers regularly report on silver inventories, purchases, and sales, the report noted that 5 U.S. government agencies, including the Department of Defense, Department of Energy, Department of Interior, and the U.S. Geological Survey, have collectively stopped reporting on silver inventory since 1995 to 1996. Yes, it was 1995 for the military industrial complex, and Department of Defense was 2002. Hold on, let me get it straight. One was 1995, the other one was 2002. This is silverwars.org. It goes into the national defense stockpile going to zero. So you could see 2001. So yeah, national defense of silver stockpile stopped being reported in 2002. The last report was 2001. And then you can see the other one, the DOD, was 1995. See, folks, when I say something, I'm not just saying it. People probably heard me say 2002, then they see me read this and like, oh, he was wrong. No, folks. I know my stuff. If I say something, it's because I know what I'm talking about. But anyways, actually, we can go back to this site because it all started in 1965, the Coinage Act from Lyndon B. Johnson. Then the NSA Silver Recovery Program, and Lyndon B. Johnson's talking about we need silver for making our coins, but we don't have enough of it. And it just goes, all of these things, the military's usage in silver, it is absolutely insane. Go check out that website. But the silver rabbit hole runs deep, especially when you incorporate the military side of things, which a lot of people don't even know about. The military's appetite for silver is well documented and was notable during the Manhattan Project, America's successful attempt at building the first operational nuclear weapon, the report noted. In complete secrecy, the United States removed 430 million ounces of silver from the West Point Bullion Depository, turned 1,000-ounce silver bars into cylindrical billets, and wound them into magnetic coils. That is insane. They attacked the U.S. Mint like they did a couple years ago. Due to the secrecy of these operations and the assumption that other such developments have occurred under the guise of black projects, many in the precious metals community have grown wary of government-sourced data regarding the usage of the gray metal. Yeah, even like the U.S. Geological Survey, they didn't even report silver as a critical mineral. But all these other minerals I've never even heard of in my life, they're saying is critical. But silver's not on there when it's the most important. They did that on purpose. Due to the secrecy of these operations and the assumption that other such developments have occurred under, I already read that, the guise of black projects, many have grown wary of government-sourced data. This includes applications in creating rockets and missiles. There's 500 ounces of silver in a single Tomahawk missile, 11,000 in some torpedoes, bombs, shell, fighter jets, satellites, tanks, submarines, torpedoes, night vision goggles, communication devices, radar systems, space technology, and nuclear technology. As often as cited by Andy Scheckman, bam, there we go. Andy's getting called out again. Andy and I have a podcast together, just him and I. On Thursday, we're doing another episode. We've been doing episodes since 2022, I believe. Andy's a good friend of mine. Text him all the time. If you wanted to purchase from Andy Scheckman, purchase some of this shiny stuff for a very good price and a huge inventory from a trusted, reliable place. If you want to support Andy Scheckman and support myself, then send an email to info@milesfranklin.com. Someone will email you back very soon. A broker will. They will send you the price sheet. You could ask what the weekly special is. We have a massive price sheet. A lot of different ways you can pay, and we will hook you up. I promise you that. Let them know Slayer sent you. It helps me out as well. But yeah. Anyways, Andy Scheckman, a renowned expert in precious metals markets and a regular interviewee with Kitco News. There are 500 ounces of silver in the tip of every Tomahawk missile, but the total amount used by the DoD is never reported, suggesting that demand for defense applications could be far higher than what's assumed. The hidden military demand for silver could potentially outpace industrial applications as we progress through time and technology advances, the report said. Quote, escalating geopolitical tensions and potential conflicts may drive this increase, making silver's role in military applications increasingly significant. This shift could have a substantial impact on the overall silver market, potentially influencing silver's price and supply dynamics. Some of these properties of silver that make it particularly appealing for military uses include conductivity, antimicrobial properties, corrosion resistance, reflectivity, and heat conductivity, they noted. Yeah, I mean, silver is the most highly conductive metal for thermal conductivity, electricity, light sensitivity. It can purify water, right? Silver can purify the most pure thing in the world. What's the most pure thing in the world? Water is. Silver can purify that. Isn't that crazy to think about? The most pure thing in the world is water, and silver can purify that. That is insane to think about. But anyways, it's important to note that the military's demand for silver is classified, and there is limited public information available on the specific applications of silver in military equipment, they added. However, the properties listed above are likely to be among the most important factors driving the military's demand for silver. When combined with known industrial uses, which include solar energy, photovoltaics, which are PV cells that are used in solar panels, semiconductors, touchscreens, water purification, like I just mentioned, analysts argue that the price of silver could rise meaningfully in the years to come as the available supply gets absorbed by the growing number of use cases. Now we have the UK pushing a mandate. All their roofs have to be solar. That's a whole bunch of more silver. And do you think the UK is going to be the last country that does that? No. Industrial uses account for more than half of annual silver demand worldwide for the last 5 years. They noted the biggest consumers for industrial applications: US, Canada, China, India, Japan, South Korea, Germany, and Russia. With the US heavily reliant on silver imports, importing 6,500 tons of silver in 2021, and currently getting 79% of its silver from outside sources, including 47% from Mexico, 23% from Canada between 2017 to 20, many see it as a suspect that silver was conspicuously absent from official critical materials lists published by, like I just mentioned, right? I said that earlier too. Right? This is how you guys know that I'm not speaking out of my ass. Like, I know. Like, I'm glad they mentioned this though. Right? It was absent, conspicuously absent. They didn't even put it on the critical minerals list, even though silver by far is the most important critical mineral that is becoming non-existent. Neither silver nor gold made the cut. This absence sparked debate. Silver's strategic importance continues to grow across multiple industries, with demand surging globally. So with silver's critical applications and growing industrial demand, many experts question whether its exclusion might warrant a reassessment, the report said. By the way, they really did push for this. Shout out to John Forrest Little for calling this out. Indeed, this topic has become increasingly prominent in recent months as multiple countries have moved to label silver as a strategically important metal. Yeah, I mean, he won the case. He called them out and they did change it. As reported previously by Kitco News, a draft copy of Russia's federal budget indicates that Russian government's looking to expand its holdings, including silver and platinum, which they did, by the way. They did that. This article was written a couple months ago, and now it happened. Putin, I just made this video. I made the 2 videos ago. I think it was 2 videos ago. I made a video talking about Putin is now focusing on silver. Also, this billionaire bought $1 billion worth of silver, and I show a picture of his stack, 1,000 ounce COMEX bar. He turned it into physical delivery. He turned it in to delivery, which no one ever does. But go check out that video as well. This is also the first time Russia has explicitly mentioned silver as one of its reserve assets in a budget plan. That is very important. That is very important. And this is talking about the BRICS summit and reports indicating that the bloc plans to launch BRICS Pay this coming Thursday. Chinese media report said if this new payment system is linked to assets such as gold and silver, it will increase the monetary attributes of these precious metals assets, thereby also driving up the price of precious metals such as silver. Yeah, and the BRICS currency will be called the unit. It's called the unit. It's a paper. It looks like a dollar bill, but it's just like more colorful. You know, it looks like I don't know, like a British pound or something. You can go look it up. But it's backed by gold and silver. It's backed by precious metals, unlike the U.S. dollar is. So yeah, it's very interesting stuff. As for implications for the silver market, the combination of significant military demand and diverse industrial applications could have profound implications for the silver market. So the true strategic importance of silver in military and industrial applications may be far greater than publicly acknowledged, making it a critical resource for national security, technological advancement, and industrial growth. The report concluded, the interplay between military demand, industrial applications, and investment interests will likely shape the future of the silver market, potentially leading to a significant revaluation of this versatile and indispensable metal. So anyways, folks, I'm going to wrap this video up here. I really enjoyed this article. Let me know if you guys are liking deeper topics like this more than just, you know, the average day-to-day price action of silver. Of course, you know, I could still cover that once in a while, but it does seem like you guys are liking the bigger videos, you know, or the deeper conversations. But, you know, if you also wanted to enter a silver giveaway, you can go check out my second channel called Down the Rabbit Hole. Go check out the first official video I posted over there talking about Project MK Ultra. Go comment on that video and you've entered the giveaway. Also, folks, if you're a veteran, I will post a link in the description. Through AME, I'm partnered with American medical experts that help veterans get medical benefits. You can go through telehealth, so you don't even have to go anywhere. There's lots of different things they cover, mental health as well, not just physical stuff. So anyways, yeah, I love you all. Thank you so much for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.